Did you know that one of the most legendary battles in human history was fought not for victory, but for time? A narrow mountain pass called Thermopylae became the stage where a few hundred men stood against an empire so vast that ancient writers said its arrows could blot out the sun. Yet this is not just a story of Spartans and Persians. It is a story of strategy, sacrifice, fear, politics, betrayal, and the moment when a small resistance changed the course of a massive invasion. To understand Thermopylae, you have to picture the world of 480 BCE. Greece was not a single united country, but a mosaic of independent city-states, proud, competitive, and often hostile to one another. Meanwhile, the Persian Empire under King Xerxes I stretched across 3 continents, from modern-day Turkey to Egypt, from the Middle East to India. Persia was powerful, wealthy, and determined to crush Greece for defying its authority during earlier revolts. Xerxes didn't simply plan an invasion, he planned a display of overwhelming dominance. Ancient sources claim he brought hundreds of thousands of soldiers, warships, supply lines, and engineers capable of reshaping geography itself. In this atmosphere of fear and uncertainty, the Greek city-states decided to form a fragile alliance. Their first major defensive plan was simple: stop Persia at Thermopylae, a narrow pass so tight that only a few warriors could fight side by side. Geography would neutralize Persia's massive numbers. But there was another problem. Greece was in the middle of religious festivals and political tensions. Many cities refused to send troops immediately. And this is where the legend begins. King Leonidas of Sparta, bound by law and ritual, could only bring a small force. So he chose 300 of his best warriors, each accompanied by their own support troops and allied Greek contingents, around 7,000 in total. They marched north, knowing the odds were impossible. But they also knew that if they didn't hold the line, the rest of Greece wouldn't have time to prepare its defenses. When the Persians arrived, the sight must have been terrifying. Thousands of infantry, cavalry, archers, engineers, and the immortals, Persia's elite royal guard. But the narrow pass worked as the Greeks had hoped. Wave after wave the Persians attacked, but the Greek phalanx formation held firm. Spears braced, shields locked, discipline unbroken. For 2 days, the Greeks pushed back the seemingly endless army. Persian soldiers were funneled into a killing zone so tight they couldn't use their numbers or cavalry. Ancient accounts describe Xerxes watching in shock as elite units he trusted were thrown into chaos by men who refused to retreat.
But no story of heroism is complete without tragedy. On the night of the second day, a local Greek named Ephialtes betrayed the defenders. He revealed to the Persians a hidden mountain trail that would allow enemy troops to circle behind the Greek position. Leonidas learned of the betrayal at dawn. He knew the battle was lost, but also that the mission could still succeed. The goal had never been outright victory. It was to delay Persia long enough for the rest of Greece to prepare. Leonidas dismissed most of the allied Greek forces. He and his 300 Spartans remained, along with a small group of Thespians and Thebans who refused to leave. These were men who chose to die rather than abandon their post. The final stand at Thermopylae is one of the most dramatic last battles in ancient history. Surrounded from both front and rear, the defenders fought with spears until they broke, then with swords, then with bare hands and teeth. They fought not because they believed they would survive, but because their sacrifice would mean something far greater. When the dust settled, the Persian army eventually marched deeper into Greece. But the damage was done. Thermopylae had bought precious time. Greek forces regrouped, naval defenses strengthened, and months later, at the Battle of Salamis, Greece dealt a decisive blow to the Persian fleet. The war would continue, but Xerxes' dream of conquering Greece had already begun to collapse. Thermopylae is remembered not for victory, but for valor, proof that determination can defy numerical power, and that a small group of individuals can influence the destiny of nations. But beyond the legend, there is a human truth. The Spartans were not mythical superheroes. They were men, husbands, fathers, brothers, who walked into a battle they knew they could not win because they believed their sacrifice would protect others. Their story echoes through time because it reminds us that courage is not measured by survival, but by conviction. Even empires can be slowed. Even overwhelming odds can be challenged. And sometimes the most important battles are not those we win, but those we refuse to abandon. In the end, Thermopylae is not just a tale of war. It is a reminder that every conflict, ancient or modern, is shaped by human choices, human fears, and human sacrifices. And some stories endure not because they ended in triumph, but because they revealed what people are willing to stand for, even when standing means falling.